In the 7th year of our marriage, my wife started to drive me crazy. She was constantly tired and looked like a total mess. When was the last time you colored your hair?
Sorry, I just feel bad.
You've been feeling bad for a year now. Go to the doctor then.
But you never added me onto your health insurance.
Maybe I never will. Carrie was forcing me to look at other women. What's this?
I've been thinking. You're right. I really have let myself go. So I'm coloring my hair.
Are you sighing loudly on purpose to annoy me?
Do you remember? You used to make chocolate-covered strawberries for me. I would give anything for that right now. Where are you going?
To get chocolate-covered strawberries. Don't wait up for me. All night, I enjoy the company of a real beauty.
Just ignore her texts.
They aren't any. That's so strange.
Forget it. You've got me.
No, something's not right here. All of Carrie's things were still at home. But she was gone. Finally, I could enjoy the silence. A full day passed, but my wife still didn't come home. Is Carrie with you?
No, man. I don't know where she's.
I'll be there as soon as I can.
Transferring her to a good clinic will cost $50,000.
What? Why so much?
Son, she doesn't have health insurance, and that's the price for a donor.
Carrie had kidney issues and due to an allergic reaction to the dye. One of her kidneys had failed completely. I might lose her forever.
So it finally hits you.
What happened?
I almost lost you. Luckily, I turned out to be the perfect donor.
I didn't manage to color my hair.
Don't talk about such nonsense. What's important is your recovery. And if you'll ever be able to forgive me. My wife fell asleep right in the climax of our romantic night.
Honey, it was amazing. I think I even passed out from pleasure for a moment.
Get dressed. We're going to have a talk. Sleeping Beauty. Katie immediately admitted her guilt and said she was terribly tired. But there was one problem. My wife didn't work anywhere. She was a housewife. I am the one who works from morning till night. All you have to do is make dinner and not fall asleep when you're in bed with your husband. That's it. I don't know why, but my truthful words really hurt Katie.
And you're asking me to have another baby with you? Oh, no way! You have no idea how hard it is.
Look, my mother raised 4 of us, and she never complained. So I decided to prove to my wife that she was exaggerating her fatigue. At 6 a.m., I had already set the table with freshly baked pancakes. From now on, the house is on me. The finances are on you. I made a bet to Katie. I take a month off and do the housework. She gets a job and pays for all our expenses. If I win, we'll have the second baby. Deal? Surprisingly, Katie was thrilled with my offer. Before my son and I had breakfast, my wife jumped up to me and told me the good news. She'd been offered an interview today, and it was a company that I worked for.
They were impressed with my work experience before maternity leave.
Half an hour later, she was all dressed up and smiling.
I could take Michael to school on the way there. Where's his lunch?
Good thing I knew how to play poker. Because I had completely forgotten to pack my kids' lunch for school. Just a minute, I'll get it. I grabbed everything in the fridge without looking at it and breathed a sigh of relief as I stayed home alone. Whew. I watched TV a little and decided to take a nap after an early wake-up call. But as soon as I closed my eyes, my phone rang. It was the principal. Michael had poisoned a classmate. I asked my wife to go for me.
I'm sorry, but I've already been hired.
When I got there, the principal was all over me. Your son gave his friend his lunch, and now the boy is in the hospital with severe poisoning. I knew Michael had nothing to do with it. But I couldn't admit it was my fault, so I bribed my son to take the blame. Here you go, $5, and don't tell your mom. When I returned home, I dreamed of finally lying down. But there were flies swarming over the unwashed dishes after breakfast. I loaded the dishwasher for the first time in my life. I think I should simply pour the dish soap on top. Within minutes, the dishwasher was humming, and foam was coming out of it. I couldn't get close enough to turn off the infernal machine, but it shut itself off soon. Looks like for good. As if sensing my epic fail, Katie called me.
Why haven't you picked our kid up from school? He's been outside for an hour.
Michael was hungry waiting for me. Wanna get burgers and fries for lunch?
Sure, but my mom would be really mad if she found out. I have allergies.
I didn't listen to him, so I made him sure she wouldn't find out. And he was so swollen, I could barely lift him up to put him in the car. We spent the next few hours in the hospital. Thank God the doctors put him right in no time. But I had the most stressful time of my life. I had to clean up my mess so that Katie wouldn't find out. I got a bubble bath ready for me to wash away this awful day. But that's when Katie came home from work. And she thought I'd done all the relaxing for her.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you.
I thought I'd play along to show her how easy it was for me. After dinner, my wife softly hinted at continuing the evening in bed.
Get your hot buddy upstairs, housewifey.
I couldn't admit on the first day that I'd lost. So I had some energy drinks and followed her. As soon as we finished, Katie fell asleep. I couldn't sleep a wink until 4 a.m. from all the glucose in my blood. The next day, everything fell out of my hands. So I decided to use my method of solving problems. If you can't cope with the task, delegate it. An hour later, I was waiting for a cleaning company to clean my apartment. And I had lunch and dinner delivered. I also set the alarm so I wouldn't forget to pick Michael up from school. All I had to do was wait for the bank to confirm the payment. But Katie called me instead.
David, some scammers are trying to charge me. I blocked the card.
We had a joint account, and Katie could see all the card transactions. So once again, I had to deal with the chores alone. And by the end of the day, I realized that I had absolutely no control over the chaos around me. So I decided to call off the bet. When I arrived at work, I saw my wife giving a presentation, and my co-workers listened to her with admiration. Katie seemed to be in her element. When she saw me, she immediately left the meeting room.
Is something wrong? Is Michael okay?
Yeah, he's at my parents'. Everything is fine. I came here to admit that I've lost. I knew I wouldn't be happy suggesting it, but Katie's happy eyes left me no choice. Keep on working if you want to. I learned how to do chores and raise the baby properly for you.
No way! It's so stressful.
My wife said she'd rather have everyone back in their places. But we should understand and support each other. I've changed a lot since then. After being in my wife's shoes, I realized that housekeeping and raising children are a full-time job. And even though I lost the bet, fate still gave me a prize. Are you serious? But you said you weren't ready.
With a husband as caring as you, turned out to be, I'm ready for anything.
It is hard to be a woman. You must think like a man, act like a lady, look like a young girl, and work like a horse.